Don't you wish your breakup never happened? That you never said those things that ended your relationship? That you acted in a way that made your partner want to stay instead of leave? Well, if you're watching this video right now, it's too late for that. So now you have to ask yourself the question, should I try to get back together with my ex? Am I trying to recapture the past instead of moving forward? Is it pathetic to go running back to somebody who rejected me? And is it even possible to win back somebody after a breakup? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not only possible to get your ex back after breaking up, it's often the right choice. And if you don't try, you'll always wonder what might have been. Hey guys, I of course am Brad Browning, author of the X Factor program and a breakup coach for over a decade now. I've helped thousands of people get there happily ever after with their exes, and hopefully I can help you too. Just keep watching, and if you like what you hear, please like and subscribe as well. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why it's almost never a waste of time to try to get back together with an ex, the few situations where you actually should cut bait and move on, and then we'll talk a bit about how to make it happen for you in your situation. So to begin with, why do I say that trying to get back with your ex is almost never a waste of time? Well, let me tell you. Number one, people break up and get back together all the time. In fact, studies have shown that 50% of couples that split up eventually reconcile. 50%. So all those people who tell you that it's impossible, that dating an ex is never a good idea, truly have no idea what they're talking about. Now, the reasons for this are varied. Many people break up in a moment of anger and then realize how much their partner brought to their life and decide to reconcile. Others have specific issues to work out and find that the time apart helps them both gain perspective. The important part is that it does happen and that it can happen for you as well. Now, if you're wondering what your chances are with your ex, then you should go to breakupbrad.com/quiz. I've put together a very simple quiz tool that takes about 5 minutes to complete. Once you've answered all the questions, you'll get a personalized results report telling you how likely it is that you'll be able to win back your ex. Again, you can take that quiz for free at breakupbrad.com/quiz. Now, the second reason is you have unfinished business. So if you're still hung up on an ex, you're going to really struggle to move on and date new people, no matter how long it's been since you broke up. You'll always compare others to them. You'll wonder why things didn't work. And that uncertainty will affect your confidence and your ability to connect with another person. Often, trying to repair things with your ex, even if it doesn't work out, will help you work through the trauma that came with the breakup and even repair your relationship with yourself. Now, I'm sure, like everyone, you have regrets. Things that you wish you could do over so that you could make a different choice and have a better, different life. Well, now you're in a situation where you can have a chance at a do-over. You can put everything you have into a second chance with your ex, or you can add another regret to the pile. And number three, true love is rarer than we think. Now, personally, I think that love is worth holding on to. And while it's true that you may be able to find someone else to be with, someone without all the baggage and the little habits that drive you crazy, you also may never find somebody as suited to be with you as your ex is. Now, of course, that may be pessimistic, but it is also reality. Not everyone has the time or the energy to go out there and date a bunch of new people to find the right one. And even if you do find somebody that is a good match for you and decide to give it a go, who's to say that you won't end up in the exact same place and with the same problems down the road? Meanwhile, there's someone out there who has plenty of the right qualities and, despite their issues, has proven that they're able to love you in all the ways that matter. With your ex, at least you know the playing field and have already started a dialogue about these issues. And where you both fall short, love can fill in the gaps. Fourth, the simpler path isn't always the right one. Look, I know I'm not your dad, but I do feel like I have to say this. Just because you can see a simpler path forward, one that seems clear of obstacles and traps, it doesn't mean that you're headed in the right direction. And I know moving on from your ex isn't easy, but it is, at least seemingly, more simple. You don't have to risk hurting yourself or your ex. You don't have to risk embarrassing yourself, and you don't have to try and fix what's wrong with your relationship. You can simply run full speed in another direction and leave all of this behind. But really, everything in life worth doing is hard. Relationships are hard, marriage is hard, having a family is hard. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you should opt out of it altogether. Obviously, you or your ex decided that this wasn't worth it and took the easy way out by ending the relationship, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the end. Now, I know that moving on and starting a brand new future on your own, it might feel romantic, but I think that starting something new with someone you love can be even more exciting and fulfilling. It's not going to be the same relationship that you had before. Your relationship has changed forever. You have changed forever. But you still have the capacity to reconcile and start down a new path together. And fifth, breakups don't mean that you're broken. Many people find breakups really damaging. You feel like your love has been rejected. You think that this means that you're unlovable or that there's something wrong with you, like you're incapable of creating a relationship that works. These are feelings we all have sometimes, and with enough hindsight, we can see how ridiculous they are. We're all worthy of love and capable of making a connection with another person. But these feelings are traumatic and painful and will often do anything to get away from them. So that's why many people run from their ex. They don't want to be reminded of these feelings. But if you can successfully fix the relationship, then you'll find these feelings can be actively processed rather than hidden. And the truth is that people with an intense connection also have more difficulty staying together, not because they're incapable of love, but because they feel too much love. I mean, think about it. Love requires closeness and intimacy, and the closer you get, the more friction you're going to create. And this is why you're less likely to fight with an acquaintance than with a close friend. So, breaking up doesn't mean that you're broken. It means that you two were truly invested and cared about one another, but that at some point that intensity was focused in the wrong place. Number 6, breakups can actually help fix your relationship. Now, I've hinted at this already, but I want to make it clear. Breaking up can give you the perspective that you need to create a better relationship with your ex. I know it may not feel that way right now, but if you're able to repair things with your ex, you're going to have some tough conversations that you never had before. Even now, I'm sure that you know more about your ex than you did before you broke up. You found out the things that they were keeping to themselves in order to spare your feelings. You discovered their priorities and their boundaries. And more than that, breaking up shows you what's important. When we're together for a long time, it's easy to forget the things that bring us together. All the good stuff kind of fades into the wallpaper and we focus only on the negatives, the things that we wish were different. And now that you're cut off from one another's presence, you can truly see what this other person brought to your life. The love, the happiness, the intimacy that you were probably blind to just a few weeks or months ago. Now that we've talked about why you should try to get back together with your ex, let's talk about those rare exceptions when it's not a good idea or will prove almost impossible. Now there's only a few of these, so I'll keep it short. First, if you and your ex broke up a long time ago, like we're talking multiple years ago, then getting them back is obviously going to be a seriously uphill battle. Chances are they've moved on and the two of you have grown into very different people. And in this case, I'd say that it's not impossible, but it's going to be extremely difficult and probably not worth your time. Next, if your ex has a restraining order against you, or the police or the courts are involved, then that's a pretty clear indicator that they have no interest in talking to you anymore, much less getting back together. And if you push it here, you're going to scare the hell out of your ex and probably end up in jail. So in this case, obviously, I'd recommend you really reconsider what led to this point and then cut your losses and move on with your life. Then there's the situation where you or your ex has moved a great distance away, like to another country or even continent. I know things could possibly still work out if you were in the same place, but this is going to be a very big barrier to overcome. And what's the end game here? You move to their location and try to start a life together. They move back. You go long distance. If you consider any of these, it's pretty easy to see that they're probably not going to work out the way that you want them to. And finally, if your ex is engaged or married, then it's time to move on. Even if you could somehow get your ex back in this scenario, how would you be able to trust somebody that would leave their spouse for you? So it's best just to forget about it and move on in that kind of situation. Now, if you're not in any of these situations and you've decided to begin trying to win back your ex, then you're probably wondering, how can you make it happen? Well, the truth is that there's a very simple, straightforward method to getting your ex back that I've advocated for years. Unfortunately, I don't have time to do it justice here, so you'll need to head over to breakupbrad.com and watch the rest of the full video tutorial there. In that video, I explain what your ex is going through psychologically and how you can use this information to reach out and to win them back. Again, you can watch that full video for free right now at breakupbrad.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope that I've given you something to think about if you're considering giving things another try with your ex. Just remember, it's not shameful, it's not impossible, and it really could be the right choice for you. That's it for now, so please subscribe to my channel and like this video, leave your comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.